Hello everyone. So by now I hope everyone here has at least heard of Moon Knight. If you haven't, then bruh, pay attention. But if you have, I hope you enjoy this little video. Basically, I'm going to recap the entire series by using jokes, skits, recreations, explanations, etc. So let's begin. We start off following our main character, Stephen Grant, an overly British dude who works in a museum in London. He wants to become a tour guide, but all of his coworkers friggin' suck and won't let him. Big sad.
Don't know how many times I have to tell you this, you're not the bloody tour guide, Stevie.
Now, it's already apparent that Stephen is just, not normal. He has a goldfish with only one normal fin, he puts salt around his bed every night, and he has, like, 24 deadbolt locks, and that thing. After going to sleep, basically this happens.
Yeah. Where am I?
He gets chased and sees some spooky dude with a cane
Oh my god.
staff, alligator. So Mr. Man basically asks Steven for some little bug thingy, scarab thingy that Steven has, but Steven swears he doesn't have it, but you guessed it, he does. Then Steven gets hunted like Dream down the street, and an unknown voice is guiding him through his escape.
I don't know what I'm doing!
Also ice cream truck, that's a plus. He eventually wakes up back at home and thinks it was all a dream. But Nemo is now normal, and that gives him the reason to realize that it's been 2 days. And he stood up a hot babe. Big sad. After looking around his apartment, Steven finds a phone and a key card, and the one person on the phone that has called him 8 billion times is some chick named Layla, Lily, Lila, Lele, Lilo, and she constantly addresses him as some dude named Mark. The next day at Steven's job, creepy glass dude with the sandals and the alligator staff tells him that he's a worshiper of the goddess named Amit. Steven is able to avoid Creepy Dude, but Creepy Dude doesn't like this. He gets big angry and gets his Ouija board out and summons a literal demon. It's a jackal. A literal demon to chase Steven. Then, in a bathroom, Steven's reflection goes, "Hey man, listen, if you don't want to die or whatever, can I please go into you, into your body, into your head, and become you, so I can kick that Demogorgon into next Wednesday?" Steven has so much crap in his pants at this point that he just agrees. And then there's an epic sequence with some toilet paper and some LEDs, and Moon Knight kills the jackal. So Steven is trying to prove that a demon tried to kill him, but when checking the footage, the jackal is not visible, and he is blamed for all the damages, and his coworkers, being big meanies, fire him. Steven then finds a storage locker that is compatible with the key card he found before. Upon going inside, his not-so-British reflection explains that he's a mercenary named Mark.
Look, I don't care how bloody handsome you are.
And he is the avatar of a literal bird god named Conchu. Eventually, Mark finds Layla, Lily, and has a talk with Steven on a motorcycle about himself. He then gets arrested by some fake cops that work for Creepy Glass Dude, and Creepy Glass Dude, cane guy, is all like, "Yo, if I can have the beetle scarab thingy, I can resurrect Amit and then make everyone who ever thought about kicking a child literally die." Lele then saves him, but Creepy Dude dusts off his Ouija board and summons another frickin' demon. Steven is able to summon his suit.
The ceremonial armor from Conchu's temple, not Psycho Colonel Sanders.
Once more, and fights it, but eventually is overpowered and lets Mr. Not-So-British Dude take control and win. But unfortunately, evil cane dude was able to get away with the scarab and runs for the hills. Then not-so-evil bird god dude is like, "Ooh, Mark, I'm literally going to absorb your wife if you don't stop evil cane dude." And Mark is very angry. So Mr. Cane Dude, his name's Harrow, he finds the tomb, and while trying to find Harrow, Steven and Mark keep blacking out. After Steven and Mark find Jack Nothing, Conchu calls up the boys to chat. He attempts to warn the other gods about Creepy Dude's plans, but they don't listen. Layla finds Steven again and takes him to a dude who is clearly a close friend to Tony Stark, and this guy owns a sarcophagus. But Creepy Cane Dude shows up and destroys it because plot convenient. Then Steven and Mark fight off some lackey dudes and run for the hills with Lila. Luckily, Steven and Mark are able to turn some of the broken tomb pieces into a map of the stars and find Amit's tomb. but the map is pretty much as old as a flip phone, and they must, with the help of Khonshu, reset the night sky literally 2,000 years ago. But then Khonshu is imprisoned by the other gods for doing this, and Mr. Kane-Dude is all, "Muhaha, Khonshu, I win, muhaha," playing with him like an action figure. So we start with evil Kane-Dude, who finds Amit's tomb. Steven and Lila find the tomb as well, and have a very spooky time trying to escape some nasty Momin-looking thing. Steven and Layla get separated, and Layla gets horror movie cliched, but actually wins before encountering Mr. Kane-Dude, who's all like, "Oh, your husband killed your father, muhahaha." Meanwhile, Steven is shoving his hand in Alexander the Great's dead mouth, trying to yoink Amit's Ushapti, Ubashabi, Ubershaggy, Oopshopt tea. But this is interrupted by one angry Layla. Mark reveals his partner killed her father, but Kane-Dude shows up and kills Steven/Mark. Oh, come on, I can do better than that music. And then they shortly wake up in a psychiatric hospital. Mark escapes creepy Kane-Dude starring as his therapist, and Mark finds Steven in a literal tomb in the hospital. They walk down the hallway for a bit, and they open a door, and a literal hippopotamus is like, "Yo, what up, bros?" And then they scream like literal children.
Hi.
And now we come to episode 5, possibly the most depressing episode so far. We start with Steven and Grant still screaming, but the hippo chick explains that she is a god or something and talks about how they are on some life-after-death boat of the dead. Then she literally yoinks their hearts and just straight up weighs them to determine their worthiness of, like, heaven or something. But then, of course, we would not have a plot without some tasty, scrumptious, expialidocious conflict. Basically, their hearts are not balanced and they have to go and, like, come to terms with their lives before they can move on to heaven. So Steven and Mark mosey on into the creepy hospital again and start reliving flashbacks of each other's lives. Then we are told how Steven came to be. Basically, little child brother of Mark dies, big sad. Mark's dumb mother is all like, "Ooh, it's your fault, boy," and then proceeds to neglect him for like 10 years. Then we see Bird Boy possess Mark. Epic fight. And then we see Steven have like 2 minutes to be cool, and then he literally dies.
Not the boat! Wait! Wait!
And now we come to the final episode, the Danuma. Here we go. Also, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's really appreciated.
Hit that like button. You need to smash that bell. You need to hit that subscribe button. Blah, blah, blah. Hit the button.
So we once again start with Harrow, who finds Amit's tomb and steals her action figure. He leaves, and Lily is very sad because Mark/Steven is dead. She then becomes a spy and inserts herself into the Amit fan club. They show up to a border, I think, and Harrow flexes his magic muscles. Then Hippo Chick God Person reaches out to Lila and tells her that Mark is okay. Harrow and the boys go to a pyramid to bring Amit back to life, but Layla follows, eventually saving Khonshu from his statue, and then 5 seconds out the gate, he tries to lie to Layla after she just saved him, and he wants her to become his new avatar. Harrow succeeds in reviving Amit, who looks like an alligator for some reason, and she's all like, "Ooga booga, I'm gonna kill you. Actually, never mind, you saved me, so you can be my avatar." They both go, "Mwahaha." Meanwhile, Mark is officially in heaven, but unhappy since Steven isn't there with him, so he just straight up teleports back to the underworld to save Steven, and there's a legitimately heart-touching moment with him, and because of some Disney princess plot convenience, brings him back to life, and they are both revived. Oh, also Alligator Chick and Haichu are arguing like siblings on whether she should run around killing everyone. Haichu eventually finds freshly revived Moon Knight.
Not speaking to you.
Yeah, all right, but we do come as like a package deal.
And they set off to stop Amit and Harrow. Oh, and Layla becomes Hippo Chick's avatar or something. Then Amit is just eerily getting larger while straight up munching on some souls, but Khonshu doesn't like this, so he also goes Godzilla mode and has an epic showdown with Amit. While that's going on, Layla, Mark, Steven, and presumably Jake are fighting Harrow and his lackeys for all the marbles.
We said we would do it one final time for all the marbles.
Then Jake takes over Steven and Mark's body and basically destroys Harrow without even sweating. Then they have an exorcism and yeet Amit back into jail, but instead of putting her in an action figure, how about Harrow himself? They let him live, and the trio go on to live a normal life, since they made Khonshu promise their freedom. The end. Wait, post-credit scene? Oh. Well, we finally met Jake, and he kills Harrow. Well, there you go. So yeah, that's basically the Moon Knight series. There's probably going to be a season 2 with a lot more Jake going on, because Jake's the third personality, and if you actually look back through the series, you can notice that he's actually in a lot more scenes than you think he is.
Which is kind of eerie.
Yeah. That's Moon Knight. I hope you enjoyed the possibly most nonsensical and dumb way to explain that series ever. And that is the end. Goodbye.